Good morning, everybody. I'm your host, the Supreme Litigant. I'd like to welcome all of y'all back to Smart Low TV. Go ahead and pound that subscribe button and that like button if you don't mind. Um, Today, I want to talk about administrative agencies and what is an administrative agency. Um, Before I play this little, I'm not gonna play all of this video. I'm gonna play probably about 2 minutes, maybe 2-3 minutes of it, and then that's it. But an administrative agency is like the Department of Motor Vehicles. It was created by statute. It was created by the legislature. Um, what else? Um, the what is it? Is it the FCC? That's an administrative agency. Traffic court is an administrative agency. I know it doesn't look like one. It looks just like a court. Okay, but it's an administrative agency. Circuit court, district court. I'm speaking just um, from my time in Alabama. Um, they are administrative agencies. An administrative agency enforces statutes. Okay, that is what they do. They enforce statutes. And in my opinion, of course, this would vary, state by state because states have their own constitution. So, and what may be lawful in one state may be unlawful in another state. But I'm just against it totally, like completely against administrative agencies. And this is the reason why. The reason is because administrative agencies are members of the executive branch of government. They enforce the law, okay? But they've also been so-called delegated um, quasi legislative authority and quasi judicial authority, meaning um, although they don't have legitimate legislative authority and judicial authority, their actions over the cases that they hear will be treated with the same effect as if it was done by a judge. I mean, as if it was done by an actual member of the judiciary, which is the court, an actual constitutional court, or let's say they enact some type of rule or ordinance, whatever it is, and they say whatever. I'm not going to be specific on it, but whatever that rule is that they enact, that rule will be treated with the same um, effect as if it was duly enacted by the legislature. Okay, so this boils down to a separation of powers thing. If y'all understand what I'm saying, because if the legislature cannot exercise judicial authority or executive authority, then they shouldn't have any authority to create an administrative agency and authorize this agency to exercise legislative authority and judicial authority. Do y'all see what I'm saying? That's what they did. Traffic court is an administrative agency. Here, I'm gonna play this video and you'll see what this guy he's talking about. Um, Administrative agencies. There's another woman on here on on YouTube. Her name is Edith. I think it's Edith Jones. She, I'm not sure if she still is, but she was a federal judge in the Fifth Circuit. There's a video on here too about that, but I won't get into that one right now. Y'all, I would advise y'all to go and watch that video. It's about an hour long, but it's definitely worth the watch. So let me play this video right quick.
Yeah, my comment question is kind of related to that. You mentioned 10,000 judges, I think, Paul. That's ALJs? Is that what you're talking about?
No, there are only about 2,000 ALJs. The largest group of ALJs, 1,500, are in the social.
When they're talking about ALJs, they mean administrative law judges. That's what they mean.
Security Administration. They administer disability cases primarily. Then you've got all the other agencies, the ones that add up Yeah, Philip said 257. So it's about 2,000 ALJs. The rest are non-ALJ deciders, but they also preside over hearings. Immigration judges, vast number of many others.
Okay. Well, then there are the state level judges, all the administrative judges that we would encounter. For example, tax court judges, traffic court judges, admiralty judges. I've encountered many of those type of folks. And for example, one was a ALJ, and I had a lawsuit with the TSA, Transportation Security Administration. When I wanted to assert my right to trial by jury, he said, "You have no right to trial by jury." I said, "Well, I'm asserting my right to due process." He said, "Well, I will decide if there is a process, what process is due." He summarily took away all of my rights. So, as one who's been abused by the administrative state, I'm vehemently against it. The same in traffic court. We all know that when you go into
I'm gonna pause it right here. I want y'all to watch. I mean, just listen closely to what he says about traffic court, and watch how nobody, nobody wants to answer his question in regards to traffic court. You know, they really don't have anything to say. But um, traffic court, these are administrative law judges in traffic court. I know they call them judges, and they like to fool you and trick you by thinking you're in a real court, and this is you're basically in a constitutional court. You are not. You are not in a constitutional court. And I'm gonna go ahead and show you that right now. Let me pull this back. Right here. Let me go down. I gotta find it again because you're in a court that was created, by a statute. Okay. I'm gonna focus on this right here. Okay, just let me highlight it for you. I'm gonna focus on this stuff right here. You can read the rest of it if you want. That's fine, but I'm not gonna read it. But anyway, it says, on the other hand, statutory may have a more general, inclusive meaning, referring to written law created by a legislative body in distinction to the common law, meaning it's different from the common law. A municipal ordinance would be included in this definition. For example, was that Bouvier's provided the following description of a statute. The word statute used to designate the written law, which is acts of the legislature, in contradistinction to the unwritten law. See common law. Let's see. Here it is again. I mean, y'all can read all that if y'all want to. I'm not gonna read it. Because I'm trying to focus on just a clear cut understanding of what what statutes are, because I don't want to confuse anybody. So statutes are distinguished from common law, meaning this basically means that if you're in this court and they are enforcing statutes, they are not operating under common law jurisdiction. They are operating under another jurisdiction. That's why when it says you have a right to demand the nature and the nature of an action, the nature is the origin of the action. You have to know what rules govern their proceedings, because there are different rules. There are common law rules, there are rules of equity, and there are rules of admiralty. And they're not going to tell y'all this, but I don't know how long ago it was, but I found a case. I have to go back and find that case. But basically what they did was they merged, because all of these courts were separate. Courts of admiralty, courts of equity, and courts of law. They were separate courts. So since they were separate courts, they had their own rules governing those proceedings in each of these courts. So what they did was to confuse everybody and not make it so obvious to what they were doing. They fused all of these courts into one court. That is what they did. So, for example, when you see general jurisdiction, like a court of general jurisdiction, hears all three types of those cases. It hears cases at law, in equity, and in admiralty. Okay, and the nature of the remedy if I'm not mistaken. Wait, I wish I can find that. Let me see if I can find. Well, I'll do that later. But how you determine which I guess jurisdiction the case is operating on. If I were you, I would just ask the judge. Okay, they're not going to tell you this, by the way. I've done it. They are not going to tell you that they are operating on the admiralty jurisdiction. You can forget about that. They ain't going to do that. They'll tell you it's not common law, and it can't be equity either. I don't think it's equity either. No, none of them. They didn't tell me it was equity, and they didn't tell me it was admiralty, but they blatantly told me on the record that it's not common law jurisdiction. So let me get back to this video about the traffic or whatever. Also, if y'all wanted to find this case, I mean, it's pretty much everywhere. But I just did this just to show you. Let's go here. This was that's a principle, by the way, that I just cited. It doesn't matter where that case came from. That's a principle. Okay, just to let y'all know. But again, back to this video. Watch watch these people. They don't say anything about traffic court. Nothing.
Into traffic court, there's just a judge there. He's administrative. It's neither a criminal nor a civil matter, so it's in this foggy area of administrative law, and they do what they want. It's like being in a star chamber, like you talked about, and you don't have your rights. You can't. You have no rights that you can exert in traffic court.
So,
same in tax
would
court.
like to take on this question?
I think one would answer. Bravo.
I mean, that's the practical side of it, right? You guys are talking theory.
Paul, do you have a reaction?
Traffic court? I don't know. I don't deal in traffic court yet, but I sympathize.
Well, no, yeah. I mean, I've
Next questioner, please.
Okay. You do.
Yeah, of course. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. I really appreciate.
Do y'all see that? Y'all see that? So you are not. Generally speaking, it depends on where you are because, like I said, states have their own constitutions, But here, you don't have a jury in traffic court at all. It's just you and the judge. Matter of fact, if for any municipal violation here in municipal court, you don't have a jury in there at all. Period. Like you can get a disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, failure to obey, pistol without a permit, whatever. You do not have a jury in there on any of those cases. Traffic tickets, if it happens in municipal court, you do not have a jury in there at all. Period. That's an administrative agency. Administrative agencies follow statutory procedures. Okay, that is what they do. They follow statutory procedures and they exercise legislative, executive, and judicial authority. That is what they do. That is why here, in Alabama, it is unlawful. I'm convinced that it is unlawful. I've seen that in the state constitution, where it says that the legislature can't exercise executive or judicial authority or either of them or something like that, and vice versa for each branch of government. So I just wanted y'all to pay attention to that. Hopefully this helped because this was a very, very, very good video from start to finish. If I were y'all, I would go and watch. Let me see. Let me go to this. I'm not gonna watch the video. I'm just gonna show it to you. I think it's Edith Jones. I think that's her name. She's a federal judge. This is the video. Is that it? The video I watched was it's about 48 minutes, something like that. This is overall that presentation that I watched with Edith Jones. That was a good presentation. So I would go and watch that if I were y'all. I think this is the full video. I didn't watch this one. I watched the one that was about 59 minutes or something like that. Unless it was this one, I really don't remember. But I think it was about 59 minutes. No, I think this one is it right here. But anyway, I would strongly advise y'all to go and watch these videos and listen to them. That'll be the end of this video. I'm probably gonna do a part 2 and just show y'all the case law that proves my point that these administrative agencies are exercising all three powers of government, meaning legislative, judicial, and executive power. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. The Supreme Litigant is out. Peace.